Kristen Evans, and I'm the property manager here at A.O. Miller. A.O. Miller is a 71 unit low income housing community here in Macon. Single people all the way up to your full family size of 4 to 5 people. I believe that A.O. Miller definitely means a good bit to the community. I know that this building is, not only is it a historical monument here in Macon, but it was abandoned for quite a few years. So once we got the project and we got it back up, I believe that it's just put the community in a different perspective and has given a really great housing opportunity to people who may not always get the opportunity to live somewhere like this. I believe that, well, one, this is a earthcraft project, so everything is energy efficient. Everything is brand new. Their appliances are brand new. Everyone who lives here now, this is the first time that this is the first time anyone's ever occupied the units. So you're living in a really nice facility with really nice appliances. We have a community center. We do monthly events. We have a nice playground, laundry facility. We have 2 computer labs. So I just feel, as well as a fitness center, so I just feel we offer the community a lot of things that tie in with their rent that that they may normally have to go outside of their normal living facility to be able to experience. I have heard of other schools in the area that have been revitalized like this, and I just feel that it does a lot for Macon. It keeps abandoned buildings off the street, and it uses these buildings for a great resource for people who need a safe, nice place to live.
Public housing is a program that houses families, seniors who need affordable housing, and they're generally at 50%, 30% of AMI, which is adjusted income. Okay, so public housing is owned and operated by housing authorities across the United States, and public housing over the years, especially older public housing, has become very expensive. So Congress, because of congressional budget caps, have not funded housing authorities enough money to keep public housing in good repair in a lot of instances. In Macon, we've done a really good job at keeping our public housing nice, safe, and of course it's always affordable. And so a lot of developers, including the Macon Housing Authority, get involved in the tax credit program because it is really one of the only tools that we have in the industry to build new affordable housing. And so tax credits allow housing authorities and other affordable developers to go into an area and to either rehab existing properties or build brand new, and then make those properties available to families or seniors who need affordable housing. And so here in Macon, there's a lot of that over the years that we have done at the Housing Authority. And in fact, right next door to Mercer, we're doing one right now. In fact, we just finished Tyndall Seniors Towers. Now they're moving back, and that's exciting. We have one lady who actually lives on the east side in another tax credit deal that we finished last year, brand new, and she called and wanted to get on this waiting list. And I asked her, I said, why do you want to move over here? You've got a brand new unit where you are. And she said, well, Mike, I was born on the west side, and I want to come back to the west side, and I lived in Tyndall for years, and so I feel like I'm coming back home. So that's a real exciting story. The Section 8 is divided into 2 programs. Basically, the Section 8 program consists of the Housing Choice Voucher Program, or HCV as we call it, and it consists of the project-based program. The Housing Choice Voucher Program is just what it says, it's housing choice. And so if you qualify, you get a voucher, and you can take that housing voucher really anywhere in the United States, so it's portable. And obviously if you have a voucher and you go anywhere in the United States, that's pretty popular, versus having to go, say, to public housing, which which is owned and operated by the housing authority. If you have more of a choice through a voucher, you can go anywhere in the United States as long as the landlord will agree to the rent that the housing authority agrees to. And so really in the Housing Choice Voucher Program, there's three parties. There's the tenant, there's the housing authority, and then there's the private landlord. And so the private landlord will enter into a lease with the tenant, and the housing authority will enter into a contract with the landlord. And so it's a three-way relationship. And the other side of Section 8 is called project-based. Okay? Project-based basically means that an owner or a housing authority can enter into a 20-year contract with HUD to allow HUD to send that subsidy money directly to the property. So no matter who moves in and moves out, the money's always going to come into that property. It doesn't follow people like a voucher. It stays with the project, hence project-based Section 8. Main Section 8 programs, so you've got public housing owned and operated by a housing authority. You've got Section 8, which is owned and operated by private landlords. And then you've got tax credits, which encompass a lot of different programs. Tax credits are very competitive, and tax credits bring in private investors, usually big banks, who want to invest in a community, and in return they get a write-off on their corporate taxes for 15 years. And so that induces private companies to invest in affordable housing.
Everything over here is very new, it's very modern, it's very private, more so than other areas that I've lived in. It's quiet, and I feel very secure here. Here in a 2-bedroom apartment, I have my 14-year-old son that lives here with me. He loves it. The area itself is spacious enough where he can run like a gazelle, on which he loves to do. And we provide a lot of good entertainment for each other here in the house. And everything is just convenient. It's like Midtown to his school, to downtown, to Mercer, and to the Macon Mall. So we're like centralized, and we love it. Because the minority of people here in Macon, a lot of us are low income, like myself, and it's a struggle. So for them to put in buildings like this, community villages that works with disabled, large families, small families, that's a big access to a lot of people, and it helps. And by being a central location, everything is convenient. It's really like walking distance if you need to, if you don't have transportation. So it helps economically, and it helps as far as just living comfortably in a secure environment. But I love the fact that they put everything new, everything works. Offer you help if you're willing to work with them, be honest about your situation. They'll work with you. The government has facilities that is like within your needs, and it'll be convenient for you. They do try to do whatever they can to assist you medically, financially, and they offer food service and all, and everybody needs that. So they offer a lot of good amenities to low-income people that you would enjoy and could advance yourself with in life.
The Macon-Bibb County Housing Authority wants to continue to develop affordable housing. There's an obvious need in Macon-Bibb County, so we want to continue to do that. We had a gentleman who was homeless, and he had gone to college. He played college football, and whatever happened in his life happened, and he found himself homeless later in life. And so we opened up Hunt School, which is on the east side. It's a tax credit, affordable tax credit deal that we did about 2 years ago. And it's on the east side, and we opened it up, and this gentleman applied. He was homeless, he moved in, and his life has changed. And so now he actually goes around and volunteers at various community-based organizations in Macon. So now he feels like that he's a real asset of the community, and he is. You know, now he has a place to live, so now he's got that basic need taken care of, and he can go do other things, which is just terrific. Everybody makes up a fabric, or the fabric of a community, whether they're struggling financially, whether they have other problems, whether they have lots of money, whether they have a job or they don't. Really, the fabric of a community really is stronger when you have more diversity.